Hey there YouTube, my name is Josh with Debt to Dollars, and I'm sure at this point you're about to return your vehicle on Turo and you may have some questions on how to do that successfully. Well, don't worry, because I've been a Turo renter for about 3 years now, and just in the past year I've started being a host on Turo and renting out my Polaris Slingshot shown to my left here. So I know exactly how to check out a vehicle. Now you want to make sure that you follow these correct steps that I'm about to tell you, because a lot of renters actually fall into subject of paying fees at the very end of the rental just because they simply did not know these things. But fortunately for you, today I'm gonna show you these steps and I'm gonna go into detail about each one of them and why we do them, and get you on your way to checking out your vehicle successfully and earning a 5-star review. Now, before we get into the step-by-step process, I want to let you know how easy it is to become a Turo host. And I am a prime example of this. I've done it already. And what I'm going to do for you is put a card right above me with a playlist that I've made based on my videos that shows you the step-by-step process of how to become a Turo host and make that extra money on the side. First things first, if you want to extend your current trip, you can do so in the Turo app by submitting a trip modification request in the trip details. And if the host accepts it, you will be billed that extra duration for those amount of days, and you can begin extending your trip. However, if you want to do the opposite and you want to check out your vehicle early, then you actually have to do the same process and let the host know that you'll be returning it early. Another tip is to make sure that you return the vehicle before your trip actually ends, because if you don't, the host has the ability to charge you for that extra duration of time. Now, before you drop the vehicle off, make sure that you refuel the vehicle to the level that it was during the check-in time. And I can't hit on this one enough, make sure that you clean the car. The car should be in the same condition as it was when you picked it up. So I recommend taking the car to a car wash if you can, and if it isn't that dirty, just take a towel to the car with some wet water and wipe down the dirty spots. And yes, when I do say cleaning, I mean the interior as well and not just the exterior. So if there's any trash that's in the vehicle, make sure to take it out. Now, once you've refueled the car and you've cleaned it, make sure to take that vehicle back to the location that's in the trip details. And once you arrive there, make sure to take pictures from all sides, from the exterior as well as the interior. And I really recommend to take a look at the odometer, take a picture of what the mileage says as well as the fuel level, just to document that and to cover yourself so you're not liable for potential charges. Also, if there was any pre-existing damage that you noticed when you first picked up the vehicle, make sure to take a picture of that, close-up view of it, and submit that into your trip photos. Trust me, the more pictures, the better. As a host, what I typically do charge people for if there's any damages or if they return the vehicle in an extremely dirty condition. So those two are definitely essential. Avoid the damages as best you can and document any pre-existing damages, and clean the vehicle before you drop it off. And as I mentioned before, only drop the vehicle off at the location that's actually in the trip details in the application. If the Turo host messages you and asks to drop it off at a different location, make sure that you ask them and request them to call Turo customer service to get that location changed. That way it avoids the entire possibility of a scam opportunity. And as you can see here in the screen, if the vehicle was delivered to you, then deliver it back to that same location. And the last thing to do is go to the Turo application and make sure you follow the checkout process that the app is asking you. So what you can do now is you can leave a review for that Turo host after the trip has ended. It's important to note that the Turo host cannot actually see that review that you leave until they leave their own review. So feel free to leave an honest review. Even though the trip is over at this point, the host still has the opportunity to bill you for any excess mileage charges, cleaning fees, or toll road charges. My advice to you is, before any of this happens, make sure you clean the car, make sure you document the mileage and you don't exceed the trip mileage that's in your trip details and what's allowed. And lastly, if you go on any toll roads, just make sure you tell them ahead of time and that you're willing to pay that X amount. If the host sends you charges that you don't necessarily agree with, you do have the opportunity to dispute those charges in that reimbursement request. However, this has to be done within the first 72 hours after the trip is over. Before you even go down this messy road and you dispute those charges, I recommend highly that you read Turo's policies on cleaning, mileage overages, as well as toll roads and damage. I will put this information in the video links in the description below. That way you can go directly to those policies and you can read in detail what you need to do and what you need to be aware of. These policies can work to your benefit, so I do recommend reading them. And if you have any doubt throughout this entire process, make sure to comment below and I can answer to the best of my ability, or when in doubt, just call Turo customer service.
The bottom line.
Bottom line, guys, if you took good care of the car, you refueled it, and you cleaned it prior to dropping it off, you should see no issues with your Turo host. I really hope this information helped you in the checkout process on Turo, and if you enjoyed this video as well as learned something new, please hit that like button below. It's easy to do and it's free. If you're interested in Turo and you want to know more, make sure to subscribe to the Debt to Dollars channel below, because this is a primary focus on my channel. I look forward to seeing you all next time.